Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. So some of the dependencies for Mat2 is SQLAlchemy, JWT, and Flask REST APIs. So in last Mad1, we already have done SQLAlchemy and JWT, REST APIs, and uh, CORS. These are some new things that we have to do in Mat2. Okay, so for simple hello world,
Sir, can I do it in Ubuntu or will I have to do it in Windows?
you have to do in Ubuntu. I'm using
Okay, sir.
WSL. We all have to do in
Okay.
Ubuntu. Okay, so I have this virtual environment here, which we created in the last session, which is outside backend. It can be anywhere, just we need to activate it correctly. I'll go to backend folder, and this is a basic Hello World app from Flask, which we'll try to run. I'll
Now,
create
did
one.
you sorry? Did you create a view app or simply you are creating the folder structure and then doing it?
We already have for Vue.js, we have a separate folder front end. So
Okay, okay,
this
okay.
time front end and back end both will be separate. So for both of them, there are different folders. Front end contains all the folders,
No,
and
you continuing from the last session, you created a front end app,
mhm.
something or what
No,
was the project name?
I'm not continuing from there. We just saw simple Hello World in Vue.js. Now we'll see Hello World app in backend Flask.
Okay, okay, okay.
Mhm. So I'll suggest you guys also to go and create virtual environment and try to run this code and see if it is working. For this, I have to install Flask first. So pip install Flask.
Sir, can you start recording?
I'm already recording.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now I'll try to run this app.py python app.py. Okay, for this we have to one second. If I go to this route, I see this hello world. So this is the API route, and this what we see here is like when we write our code modular, then one app can be used as a single app, or it can be used in a different app, imported and used in a different app. So when I'm writing this, if name is equal to main app.run, that means if I try to run this app.py, then if I try to run this app.py here, python app.py, then it will run this as a single uh, as a app. And if I import it somewhere else in some other code, then that time this name is not going to be main, so this will not run. So if I comment this all, and if I just write app.run, this will run. But to be on safe side, we write like this. So please create environment and try to run this code and tell me if you are facing some problem, or if you are able to successfully run this code. Do you want me to tell the step to create virtual environment? Hello, Ravikant. Am I audible, guys?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. Can I continue? Were you able to
Yeah,
hear me?
sir, I just have one doubt. Can I share
Hmm.
my screen if you, is it okay?
Yeah, you can say.
Okay. So what I have done is this entire screen, okay, share. So what I have done is here I have uh, just I created a hello view flask folder structure here, okay, and
Hmm.
inside this backend I just placed app.py, and
Hmm.
then I opened the VS Code here. After opening the VS Code, I did this control shift P, which is asking me to select the open the folder in WSL, okay,
Hmm.
and there I give path. After giving the path, and I left and this here you can see I created a I opened the terminal. In
Hmm.
this terminal, what I have done is I have this virtual environment created in the WSL. So
Hmm.
I activated that virtual environment,
Hmm.
and now you can see it is actually this console is running on the virtual environment,
Hmm.
and this project structure also it is showing that it I am in this path
Yeah.
itself.
So you after this path, your app is there in backend. So CD backend and then you may try.
Okay, okay. So sorry. So you are saying here I so should say CD backend. Okay, I did
Hmm.
CD backend, then Python app.py.
Hmm.
Okay. Uh,
Flask course.
uh, what is this Flask course? I just copy pasted something. This module name is
Hmm.
not not proper. Huh? This
Yeah, this module is not installed in your system.
yeah. So what it should be? It is
Pip
uh,
install,
Conda. I'm using this
conda
one.
install. Hmm.
Install.
Flask
Okay,
course.
let me see what is this. I think it should be not underscore. It should be hyphen. Where it is?
I think
Du.
underscore will work.
Oh, is it?
Hmm.
Why it is not working here then?
Did you try conda install flask course?
Okay, I think some spelling mistakes.
Hmm.
But this why it says
Go to your code. Go to your code.
there is no HTML page as of now.
We don't need HTML page now.
Okay, I just copy pasted something. So
So you see, you have API slash hello. So if you go on API slash hello, it will show this. But you don't have anything on slash. So that's why
okay.
it is showing.
So the you are I got it. What you are saying? The router I'm calling wrong
Hmm.
router endpoint. So I should call this.
Press enter and
Perfect.
you
It is
see
working.
hello world. Hmm.
is working. So I'm able to actually execute.
Hmm.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Okay. So in MAD2, this we have done in MAD1 API.route, but in MAD2 we have to use Flask RESTful. So I'll go and install Flask RESTful.
Is it possible to increase the front? Actually, I'm not sure if it is okay with others, but I'm finding it difficult to read it actually.
Okay, can you see it now?
Better, little better.
Okay, so this is another way of uh, writing an API. Like what we did here is we are writing API.route and then we are giving slash the endpoint. But if you see, I'm writing class hello world resource and then which method get method. Here we are not defining what method we have to use. So here in if else condition we used to do if method is equal to get then do this. If method is equal to post then do this. But in this new Flask RESTful we have to write methods like get method, post method, delete method, and we write things in classes. I'll go and import this resource also. And now we register the routes separately, like API dot add resource hello world on slash. So now if I run this code, python app dot py, again I'm seeing this hello world. I have written it like this. That's why it's little different. So it will be exactly same as before.
So what we are doing here, we class hello world. Uh, can you be on that? Just
Hmm.
so here it is class hello world, class hello
Hmm.
world.
For
Why the class?
okay, so let's suppose you are doing this, you are working on a project, and you find out that you are working on a specific some one feature, like in task management app, it can be like you are adding a new task. So one admin can add a task, he can edit the same task, or he can update or delete the same task. So there can be different things that can be done on that same feature like task. So here it is very easy to do those things. Like I can write a new function post. So we can write get, post, and different functions for each thing. This post will be for adding a new task. This get is for fetching that task. then there will be delete for deleting that task, and then there will be uh, put for editing that task.
No, my doubt is why we are passing the argument in the class. Normally, the class will be written. I mean, is it how we have to write the class? The resource you are
Yeah.
passing.
So this we are using from Flask RESTful.
That what you are okay.
So you see this resource and this self. So there is some meaning here. So this internally Flask RESTful manages everything. We don't have to uh, do all the things. We just have to write things in such a order that Flask RESTful had given. So if you see, this is how we write a class, and then we write different methods in that class, and then we add resources, like we register endpoints like this. So hello world class is registered on slash. So we will be able to access this hello world on slash. From going to slash to returning this hello world, there is many things that is happening internally in Flask RESTful, and that is all happening because of this resource that we are passing. So that's why we need to pass this resource and self here.
On that page, that Flask a minimum application.
Hmm.
Uh, what I am seeing is it's a route kind of given, not what you are saying as a class example. Is it you went to a different child page?
Yeah, I went to a different. So that is the first one that you see is from Flask. This is a Flask method, but now we are using
Oh,
Flask
okay, okay,
RESTful.
okay. So first one you gave example that is a Flask, but this is how we write it in the Flask
Flask
RESTful.
RESTful. Hmm. In Mad2 project, we have to use Flask RESTful. In Mad1, we had to use
Okay.
this default way of writing an API.
Okay, okay, okay. Understanding now.
Hmm. Please use the another link to
Flask REST
check the
API.
differences.
Uh, uh, so this you added get. So basically, it is achieving the same thing. In that my example, I had to go to slash API slash hello. In this
Hmm.
case, if I want to call this, I have to go to the route hello world. Correct? And hello world is the route actually in this the example case.
No, hello world slash is the route. Slash
Oh,
is the root. Hello
okay,
world is
okay.
the class name. Hello world
Okay.
is a resource.
So I should be able to call this on the host name itself where my application is running.
Hmm.
Okay, okay, okay. Let me try. I added that code. So this, uh, if I make changes to the API.py, do I need to cancel and rerun, or it will not refresh automatically? No, like I have to stop and rerun.
Yeah, stop and rerun.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yes, I could get it working.
Okay. Any of you have used Postman earlier?
Yes, I use Postman. It is my bread and butter.
Okay. So we'll be using Postman for testing. So get methods we are able to see it in the browser, but other methods like post, delete, and put, for that we need to test in some testing softwares or tools. So I'll create a simple post method. I will set this host base URL, and then if I go to slash, just slash and get method, I'm able to see this hello world. So for those who don't know Postman, it's a testing tool that we can use to test our APIs. So you can get Postman at VS Code extension. It will be exactly similar to the native app. All the features will be there. So I'm finding some difficulties here in this. That's why I'm using this native app. So you can use extension as well as you can use this uh, app. So here we have to write the full URL, this base URL plus endpoints. Now if I do post on the same slash root, I see uh, this method is not allowed for the requested URL. Hello world from post. I'm able to see this. Now I can pass some data like I'm sending this name and then Then here I have to do data or name. Data is equal to request.getJSON, and then name is equal to data.name or data name. And now let's suppose I want to return hello plus name. Hello dummy name. So this way we will be communicating from front end and back end. So if I want to send some data from front end, like if uh, I'm trying to log in, so uh, user will input name, username and password. That is there in the front end. We have to send it to the back end. So like this in raw JSON, we will send the username and password. And then based on like our DB, we'll check if the username and password is correct. If it is correct, then we will generate token and send it back to the client like user, and there then we'll do something with those data. Like when I'm trying to say like when somebody is asking for updating any task, so we'll update the task and then return him all the new tasks. So this is the post method. So before we can actually do something, we'll have to first create our DB. So for we will be using SQLite as a DB and SQLAlchemy to execute our uh, commands, DB commands. So we'll not be using native SQL commands. So I will suggest you guys to try Postman once and see if you are
Uh,
able to.
what do you mean that we will not be using native SQL command? You mean to say inside the code here, huh? The service,
Hmm.
the controller logic, basically, what you mean to say?
Yeah. So
Okay.
SQLAlchemy is like it maps DB with like in Mad1 you might have used
Yeah, yeah, I got
classes
it.
and all.
Basically, it will steals the object to the DB. Basically,
Hmm.
UI layer and DB layer will be connected using that SQL Alchemy code.
Hmm.
If we are
Yeah.
fetching anything from the DB, we use the SQL Alchemy in the service layer.
Yeah.
So you have to install that, no? SQLite, SQL Alchemy it is called, right?
Hmm. SQLAlchemy. So When it is installing, I'll import SQLAlchemy. Flask SQLAlchemy.
You are installing SQLAlchemy, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
I installed SQLAlchemy, Flask SQLAlchemy, and then we have to initialize it first. So db is equal to SQLAlchemy app. Now we'll be able to create a schema using this db. So before we proceed with this all, we have to decide what are the tables like that we need, what will be columns inside those tables. So if we have to work on a task management app, first thing will be user. User can be admin, employee, or manager. Then there can be task table that will contain all the tasks. So we can start with simply these two tables. db.model. We need ID, username, email. We need to store the password. We need role for user. So user can be admin, manager, employee. And then admin we will have to create it here in the app itself. Like in our Mad 2 and Mad 1, admin uh, cannot be created using our UI. It will be hard coded. And then employee or manager can create their account on the using our UI, but still we need to somehow approve them. Like let's suppose we are working in a team, and not anybody will be able to we don't have to keep our app in a way that anybody will be able to come and log into our app. They must be first part of our team, then only they will be able to log in. So after sign up, we have to somehow like admin or manager will have to approve the user. So there can be one extra column is approved. By default, it will be false, and once admin approves,
So you are writing a user class inside the app.py itself.
yeah. So what we will try to achieve is like we'll try to write everything inside single uh, app.py, and then we can move it to different file structure. So uh, even if we write it in a different file, We just need to import it and use it. But I have seen many people struggling with this importing things. So we'll not do this in the beginning. We will try to do this after we have at least a stable app. We don't have much thing now, so we can write here. And the second, one another thing that we will be using is like a function that will return uh, the specific some of this data. So like you must have used serialize or to JSONify in MAD1. You might have used, or maybe you have not used, but we can write a function here itself to JSON and to JSON self and then return all the things that we need. So we may need user ID, username, email, role is approved. Yeah, we don't need password. So correct. So we have this user schema for user table. Similarly, we can write the table schema for task. We need ID, title, description, status, and assign to user ID. We can we can have deadline also. Deadline. So for if we are having deadline, we need to have created on and then deadline. That's how we can compare. Like if deadline can be a date or in days, like 10 days, 5 days. So let's keep it date. So deadline is equal to db.column date and time, the label false created at. We have these two schemas for table. Now we have to create these all tables. So for that, I will use context. So we can write with app.context db.create all. So what this will do is this will check for all the existing tables in our DB. If some tables are missing, it will create those tables. But if some table is already there, it will do nothing. It will not override or clear those tables.
Now, if we modified the uh, what I say, the table field, the class, if I have added extra class member to add more column,
Hmm.
Whether it will execute that time, it will update the
No,
existing table. Oh,
no, it will not update. So if you have a table and you are adding a new column to it, then you need to migrate. You cannot use this. So there will be like problems. So let's suppose you have a table and you don't have description there. Now you added a new column description in that table, and all the previous data doesn't have description. So this doesn't know what to do with this description, like the old data that you have. So there, what it will do with new column? What will it fill there?
so
So it will simply.
how do we manage
Hmm.
that scenario? Actually, what we have to do for that?
For that, there is migrate option.
What there is some extra command we have to issue, or how is it?
Yeah. So there will have to use command line tool to use this SQLAlchemy migrate. Uh, on this topic will come later. Now we don't need this migrate thing in our app. And even without this migrate, we'll be able to achieve everything. Although,
Okay, okay.
like, I'll
Mm,
teach
but that
later.
additional package is required. That SQL Alchemy migrate.
No, this is not required in our project.
Okay, okay. Okay.
So now, if we try to create a user, like if we try to create a new class resource sign up, mm, post self request dot get JSON data username email password role. We have ID username email password role is approved. Username ID username email password role. Okay. So this is how this sign up resource will look. Sign up and login will just contain one method post. Post method, yeah. So we can now, uh, I think I'm missing configuration for this SQLAlchemy. So we need to uh, add some configurations also. I'll quickly look for configuration in the official page. we need this line in our code. After initializing Flask, I will add this line. I'll close and rerun this.
I think that config might be some syntax mistake. Database is not created, no?
No, yeah, it is created.
Okay, okay, okay.
Instance project.db. It was not
Project.
visible.
Okay, okay.
Mhm. So we can change the name to anything. I'll keep it project.db itself. Now we have this post method. First, I'll register this API dot add resource sign sign up, and we need username, email, password, and role. Username, email, mail at gmail.com, password, and then role. We have three roles: admin, manager, and employee. I'll do employee, and let's see post method slash sign up 404 post method. Okay, so if I go to project.db now, in users, I see this dummy name mail.com password employee and is approved is 0 by default. So we now know how to write a post method, how to write a get method, and how to write a resource and how to register a resource. And then we know how to create a schema. So for the project that you guys are going to work on, you have to first work on deciding what are the feature like you already have features and details
Sir,
shared with you.
in the
Mhm.
in the class, when you created the class, you wrote the class.
Mhm.
Inside that you use the resource. Now, is it a keyword?
Yeah,
What is the meaning of that?
this resource, this we are using Flask RESTful. So we Flask RESTful is managing many things for us. So there has to be some name passed here which contains some information that will be used uh, here internally. So they have used this name resource and
So, sir, that will be the parent class, right, which provides you the RESTful functionalities, basic functionalities.
hmm,
So basically, what you mean to say is that this class, what we are writing, the hello world or the signature, they are
hmm,
basically extending the resource class of Flask.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
hmm.
And then this add you wrote, there are line number 77 and 78. Why we
Hmm.
are not taking line number 77 immediate after the class definition ended, before the line 64? We can write it at line 63 also, right? That one, the
Line
first add hello.
63. Yeah, we can add it at line 63 also.
Okay, okay. Otherwise, we can just all the class. Let's say I have 10 class. I can add it before that. This main is invoked. There
Hmm.
we can put it in the same sequence at the as the class. It will understand that what route it has to serve if that is invoked. I mean, what is the logic behind it, right? Same sequence
Hmm.
we can put. Okay.
Yes. So later when we'll convert it to a modular, I will add this all registering part to a different file. There, we'll keep everything at one place. So, let's suppose you have to go to some class, you can simply go to that uh, file, click on that class, and it'll come back here. So it will be easy to manage all that different classes. There will be thousands of lines in this resource app page. So when we are trying to access these class resources in Postman, we are not getting any problem. But same sign up, if I try it in our app uh, front end code, then we'll get a CORS error. It is cross origin resource sharing. So by default, uh, this our Flask service, this will not allow any other origin to access these resources. So, we are on 5000 port, localhost 5000 port. So if I try to access this sign up resource from localhost 4040, it will not allow this. So we will have to set up uh, this so that will be able to access these resources from our front end. So for this, we have to install Flask course.
what you mean to say is that basically in the real time, this code will be running in a different server and the front
Hmm.
end code will be running on a different server. Is it something
Yeah,
like that?
exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So, will you be sharing the code base also on a
Yeah. Mhm.
everyday basis? Okay. Yeah, that will be good.
We have a GitHub repository where I'll push these all codes, and then I have a separate blog kind of thing where I'll keep all the notes of like sessions, what we did, and whole process with description.
Yeah, that will be good. I mean, if you can share the uh, playlist, GitHub repository link, and also the blog link.
Hmm.
Maybe you shared, I missed it. I don't know.
Yeah, I have shared for the first session.
Yeah,
Similarly, I'll.
yeah,
Hmm.
I'll look up there. Yeah, thanks.
If I simply add this one line here, first I need to import from Flask course, import course. If I write this here, one line code, this will now allow all the origins.
Sir, in this particular line that you just added, is there a way to specify and restrict it only for certain?
Yeah, there is way to specify. So here, after this app, we can
You can specify origins, right? Where we
specify
want to allow.
origins.
Yeah, only
Yeah,
authorized clients can then call. Yeah, okay. Thanks.
resources is equal to, I don't exactly remember this suggestion I get. So resources, I'm allowing all the resources. Like here you see, we have this resources, so we can keep this in certain way. Like before this, before slash, I will add API to all. Like let's suppose we have different services. So in that case, if we want to allow for a certain service, I want to allow a specific origin. In that case, I will just allow API here. In place of star, I will add API. So I'll be able to access these two resources. But if there is any other resource that doesn't start with API, then I won't be able to access them.
Uh, cor- Correct. Yeah, got it. Thanks. And you can also specify origins from where we want to allow.
Origins, yeah. Star means
Okay.
these are
Any origin. Any
wildcards
IP
means
address. Yeah,
anything.
it can call
Any
from
IP
any IP
address.
address. Yeah, got it. Thanks. I knew of this on other platforms, so I just wanted to know if this is allowed here also.
So this is what this is called whitelisting. Huh? This whatever you are asking. Amit, just asking Amit. This is whitelisting, is it? This process is whitelisting of
No,
the iPad.
like
Not
configuration for.
really whitelisting. So whitelisting is normally when you want to reach out to external URLs, you allow the whitelisting. This is incoming request. You
Mm-hmm.
are going to handle only incoming request for this particular resource. That is the first part parameter, and then the second parameter is only from this particular servers or this particular IP address. So what, as a service provider, what I'm doing here is my understanding. I can be, just correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. As a service provider, I want to say these are my authorized clients, and I will only respond to requests coming from these clients, nobody else. So nobody can just create a random client and start using my services.
That I got it. What is this process called? I understand that this API will only cater to this request coming from those origins.
Yes. So this is basically called CORS, basically cross origin request is what it is called.
Okay, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So same way we can write for login, and we can try, we'll do other things also in next session. So do you guys want me to continue with front end today? Try to
I
create
think
this sign up page, or
if this is what you wanted to cover and if we are on the schedule, so let us digest this. When you are
yeah.
discussing on the token part or the login page,
Hmm.
it will be good if you can just talk about on a high level that the JWT token and other service layer authentication mechanism is there, no? Just on a
Hmm.
high level, just to understand that. Uh, See in the Postman also, if we see in the authorization tab of any service,
Hmm.
it gives the option that basic auth, BRR token, JWT
Hmm.
token. There are so
Hmm.
many different. On a high level, if you can just talk about this thing, that how they are different and how they are correlated actually. There is something called OAuth and JWT token. Just for
Yeah.
understanding, if possible. Okay.
Hmm. Actually, I don't have much knowledge on this,
Hi,
so
it's okay, no problem.
I'm not the right person
It's okay,
to
no
answer
problem.
this. Hmm. So this is what I plan to cover today.
Yeah. Sir, if you allow, may I just speak something on the OAuth
Hmm.
and basic authentication?
Yeah.
Whatever I know, I can just share.
Hmm.
Right? I might not know everything, but what I know is, see, basic authentication is normally with credentials, where you provide your credentials with every API call. Whereas when you use tokens, there is a separate API that you need to call to get the token generated. And normally in the systems which generate token, they have a lifespan. Most of the system that I know of have a lifespan of 60 minutes. That's 1 hour, and then the token expires. So you call that API to get the token, and then you use that token with every API, other API calls that you want to use. Then it will allow you because that token is valid. That is what I know. But there
Okay.
are multiple systems of tokens that are available, and I don't know the difference between those.
No, Amit. Okay, thanks for sharing this. Actually, I wanted to go a little deeper.
Uh-huh.
I'm working in a project where we are using these services, and as you told, now the JWT token it will expire in 30 minutes. We had to implement this for a soak test where the execution happens for more than 10 to 12 hours,
Correct.
and we don't bombard the system by generating the token again and again. So every 30 minutes we had to generate the token. So there was some challenge. So specifically, I remember this.
So in that case, what we normally do is whenever we get a token not valid error, we catch that exception and regenerate a new token and then continue using it until we get that exception again.
We implemented that. So because I remember something, that's why I tried to correlate.
Yeah, so depending on the environment, the administrator would have said 30 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever. So you should not keep checking the lifespan of the token. That will slow down your process. You try and catch the exception whenever it expires. It will throw an exception. Then you regenerate the token.
So actually, on the exploitation side, on the pen test, no, for the vulnerability testing,
Hmm.
that has a bigger significance. Some of these tokens can be easily exploited, and someone can kind of intrude in your system. Some of these algo are very strong. So yeah, I mean, just thought of asking if we can, because this has a wider ramification. That's why I
Yeah,
wanted.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. This goes into the domain of security. Data security. Okay, anyway, sorry, I could not help you much on that topic.
No, no, it's okay. We discussed, right? No issue.
Yeah, sure.
So, Rajni sir, are we ending today, or you want to continue some more time?
We can in like we can wrap up for today.
Hmm. So we'll wait for your this code to commit, and so that whatever we are doing, I could not do along with you, but we'll finish it now in after the session.
That's okay.
The
And yes, Ravi, I think Ravi was trying to say something.
first we have said the
I think
If
he's
you have
asking for
problem
the
with
code.
speaking, you can type your question.
It is in the same project which you have already shared in the uh, that chat group.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, what is and one more thing, what is the tool we have to use to open the table in the desktop? There was some application we are using it actually for the SQL DB to connect in the Windows. And,
There are some options like there is SQLite editor. One is viewer, another one is editor where we can actually edit this also. So if I go
in
to
the in the app day one,
hmm,
I was using one tool. My system got kind of formatted, and that using that we can connect to the DB and then see, edit, do whatever we want actually.
okay, a separate like not an extension, a separate app.
Not. Yeah, yes, not extension of VS Code.
There are some apps. There are some apps that opens in browser also, and where I have
So
used
you can
one of
install,
them.
if you install SQLite, you will get its own application.
SQLite in the local, is it,
Yeah,
Manish?
on your desktop.
Okay.
It is called DB browser for SQLite or something like that.
I think yes, DB browser. I think correct.